Welcome back everyone. Quickly, let's continue our discussion on CSS backgrounds. And right now, we'll be discussing about CSS background repeat X. So the CSS background repeat to the X is if the image we used in our previous chapter is repeated or only horizontally, background repeat property is going to be set to repeat X, and the background will look better. So I'm going to show you how this works quickly so you can be able to understand the scope behind this. So back to our document. As you can see, we're having our document right here in our previous tutorial where we discussed about the background repeat, but right now we are trying to understand background repeat X. So I'm going to give this background repeated, but firstly let's give it background repeat X. Right now we need to declare in our previous tutorial. I discussed about something. We discussed about the selector part and the declaration part, and this selector part in the syntax of the CSS is selector part and declaration part. The selector part, we are selecting the body tag, which is this body tag right here, and the declaration part, we are declaring our background image right here, and we are giving the background image a value, as you can see, this gradient image, right? So now we are going to give it another declaration, and we have discussed about this also in our previous tutorial. You can check our CSS playlist to be able to follow along reasonably, because all this I'm doing already, there's no any magic in it. And right now we are on CSS background playlist, so you can check the playlist also for you to be able to follow along. Right now, to have multiple declaration in our CSS, we can have this semicolon. Immediately after our semicolon, you can write whatsoever you want to declare again. Let's now declare another thing. I'll give it a space just to make my document look neat. So I will now give it background repeat. Background repeat. When we give it this background repeat property, then we are going to specify the value, the type of background repeat we want. As by default, it's going to duplicate horizontally and vertically, but right now we want to change the way it works. We want it to have background repeat. We will now call it repeat X. When you say repeat X, in my HTML beginners to the advanced, I really explain X and Y the way you can understand it better. You can watch my previous tutorial on that. And also, if you don't have chance to reach the tutorial very well, then you can also understand a bit also in this one also. So I'm going to explain how the X also works in reasonable manner. So let's reload our document. You are going to see what will happen now. Can you see our document? Just imagine our image now align from left to the right. We are not able to see the one at the bottom again, just from left to the right. So how can we now know that this image, that is this only single image, is the one that align from the left to the right? How can we trust this? Can we trust it that this only image is the one we are seeing all over our document right here? Is it possible? So for us to trust it, let's just do some miracle. But before we do that, let me come back here and write repeat X. So if you like, you can give this one repeat X capital letter or give it X small letter, depends on what you want, but let me give it repeat X capital letter so you can see. Can you see it's still working, right? So now let's do something reasonably. Let's go and choose another image just to confirm what is really going on. I have another image right here. I'm having this paper image, so I'm going to use this paper image because it's a very small image. Or we can use, yes, let's use this the tree image. Let's see, maybe the tree image is going to align throughout our screen. Let's see if it's small or big. This is a big image. Let me use this one. This one is just only one. Let me use this paper image first. Let's see the one that works best for us. Let's use paper.gif. Save your document and reload. We are trying to do experimenting. Can you see? Let us clap for ourselves now. Can you see what happened right here? The thing that really happened is that repeat X works like this. The image will repeat from the left side to the right side, but it will never going to jump. It will never jump to the bottom again, only from the left to the right. I hope you get the point. Let me change the image again so you can see the scope. I'm trying to show you guys this so that you can also make sure that you practice, because practice make perfect. Let me change this one to tree.png. So this image, the tree.png, I'm going to use it now so you can be able to understand. Tree.what.png. Save your document so you can be able to understand the scope. Reload. Can you see our tree? Because it's a big image, that's why it can be able to fool all the screen. Let's say the image is also a short image like that. It's not going to fool the image. It's just going to stay like the previous image, which we specify that is short. It will just go from the left to the right just once, but we never duplicate to the bottom. But this image right here you are seeing right here is because the image is full. The size of the image, the height of it, and the width is not full. It's not full the screen, but the height full my screen right here. So the height of the image can full my screen. That's why you are able to see it just once. But if it's the other image we use, it's going to, because it's a very small image. Let's reverse this back. Can you see? Because this one is a very small image, that's why it repeats from the left to right. Definitely you should know that. That is the reason why by default, when we don't specify this, let me bring back my gradient picture. That's why by default, when you don't specify this repeat X, you are going to see that the image align to the left, from the left to the right, and it jumps to the bottom. But the bottom right here, you are able to see this gray out. That's why you are able to see this gray second time again. It's telling you that your image height is not big up to this screen. So I will have to duplicate it once again. So it duplicates once again. It's still saying it again. It's saying that your image height is not big up to this screen. I'll have to duplicate it once again. That's why it duplicated like 3 times before it reached the normal way. But when it's duplicating it from the top, because the computer works from the top to the bottom, right? So when it's duplicating from the top, it later find out that it reached the screen and it caught it by itself automatically. It did job for us. As you can see, it caught our image right here. So I want you to practice this, because practice make perfect. So let me now use the image repeat once again. When I use the background repeat, now I'm using the background repeat and I give it value repeat X. So when I give it value repeat X right here, you are going to see that our image is going to repeat just only once, but it's never jump to the bottom right. Let's reload our document. Can you see? It just comes from the left to the right, and people will think maybe it's just the way. So this is just a trick. This is just what? It's just a trick. You should just understand the scope I'm trying to show you guys right here. So once again, this is our repeat X value. But before you use the repeat X, make sure that you firstly declare the background repeat property. When you declare the background repeat property, then you can use the repeat X, and this repeat works with every other element also. So no element you specify in it that it will not work. Let's use fit set. Let's use our fit set. Let's reload our document. Can you see inside our fit set also it works nicely? So let's just leave that in our fit set like that. So let's get to another tutorial. Anwar Akorede ayofe is my name. I wish to see you guys next time to our next tutorial. Have a great day. Thank you so much.